Good day, I'm Andrea Chizom and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, April 20. Government has assured its international partners of Jamaica's commitment to the economic program under the Extended Fund Facility with the International Monetary Fund (IMF). Finance Minister Shaw gave the assurance as he attended the annual IMF World Bank Spring meetings in Washington, D.C. in the United States. Accompanied by State Minister Favour Williams and technical teams from the Ministry and Bank of Jamaica, he took part in a series of meetings with the IDB, World Bank and IMF. Before returning to the island on Monday, they discussed a wide range of issues with the multilateral agencies, including financing and technical assistance in the areas of tax reform, public sector reform and energy reform, as well as other government initiatives. As for Jamaica's agreement with the IMF, Minister Shaw advised that all quantitative and structural benchmarks for the December 2015 quarter were met and that indications point to the same for the March 2016 quarter. In May, an IMF mission will arrive in the island to review both quarters since they were not able to conduct a December review in February due to the general elections. In the meantime, the Finance Minister has indicated that the Jamaican government will continue to work closely with the IMF and other multilateral institutions. 31 new recruits have been added to the municipal police force charged with enforcing municipal laws and regulations and the maintenance of public order. The new recruits joined the municipal police force after being trained at the National Police College under a partnership with the Ministry of Local Government. At their graduation last Friday, Portfolio Minister Desmond McKenzie stressed that the municipal police play a critical role in local governance and charged the new graduates with being fair and objective in executing their duties.
And in executing your responsibilities, you're going to come across friends, even sometimes family members. But remember, the law does not carry its color. You can't be partial in the execution of your responsibilities.
The ministry's permanent secretary Denzel Thorpe meanwhile asserted that they were also critical stakeholders in the growth agenda.
It means then that in enforcing the rules that are established to ensure public order, you are not just ensuring compliance with rules, but in the bigger picture, you are playing an integral role in maintaining an environment free from chaos and therefore ripe for growth.
Meanwhile, law-abiding citizens are being urged to restore key values in society as they work with the security forces in the fight against crime.
We cannot allow a minority of persons who have committed themselves to living lives of crime and violence. We can't allow them to terrorize our citizens, to traumatize our children, and to hold our communities hostage to fear.
The Minister of State for National Security was addressing a recent Thanksgiving service for the security forces held at the Northern Caribbean University. They were lauded for their outstanding contribution to Jamaica as they serve on the front line of the war against criminality and violence. Over 6,000 young people across the island, including those with disabilities, will be engaged in the National Youth Services Summer Work Experience program this year. Speaking at the launch ceremony on Tuesday, Education State Minister Floyd Green encouraged students to make the best use of the experience.
It's not necessarily where you are placed, but the skills that you develop in these employment programs, the responsibility and the discipline that comes with getting your first job.
The 2016 Summer Work Experience, which will begin in July, will place students aged 17 to 24 years within public and private companies to gain critical career development skills while earning a stipend. The Caribbean Maritime Institute CMI will be launching an online system to collect, store, manage and interpret data regarding students in the National Career Advancement Program CAP, among other things. The introduction of the Enterprise Resource Planning ERP will make CMI the first tertiary institution in the Caribbean to fully execute such a system.
The platform is being tried and tested. It's a cost saving. It's far more reliable. Right. And it's a better platform for the future. Right.
CMI's executive director was speaking on Tuesday at a JIS think tank. Minister of Education, Youth and Information Royal Reid, who was also on hand, said the innovation was timely and expressed hopes of extending it to other institutions.
I can readily see how this management information system can be useful in linking the various youth development agencies and education training institutions and make access to them much easier. I see too how this open source software could be utilized to develop a sector-wide database of youth and their needs. The next step for local education sector is to expand the use of open source technology to access educational resources and minimize reliance of expensive printed textbooks.
The system, which was developed in-house, will allow CAP students to apply online and then be placed in a program of study based on their needs, as well as track their progress. And finally, mid-level leaders in the public sector are to benefit from a new training program to be developed and implemented by the Management Institute for National Development in partnership with the National College for Educational Leadership. Both institutions signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Friday at the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. Portfolio Minister Ruel Reid welcomed the partnership, which will also benefit school leaders.
This partnership is expected to result in the retooling and upgrading of the professional skills of the upper and middle level management institutions across the education system, particularly in the public sector.
And that's it for JIS News today. Amandra Chisholm, thank you for watching.